All right, what's up, Patrick?
What's going on? I just topped the South Portland Regional.
What'd you play today?
I played Salamangreat.
Ooh, salad.
I think this deck sucks, but
Clearly not.
it's my favorite deck. And the new cards are pretty good, and you can play Floodgates in the side deck.
Let's go.
So yeah, we'll do the
Any shout outs?
We'll do shout out Will behind the camera.
Yes,
obviously. Sir. Shout out Joe, Drew, shout out Jesse, shout out Mitch, all the Weekend Anime guys. Shout out Bruce. He got 9th at this regional. So
shout out this sexy Matt too.
Did better than me. Shout out this. Shout out just shout out all the guys that I test with all the time. You're all better than I am at the game, and you're the reason I topped this event.
All right, let's see it.
Yeah, so we'll do the main deck first. Gazelle. Obviously, it's the best Salamangreat card. Put it to 3 on the next list, please. It wouldn't actually do anything. So I didn't play Bufferlow today. This is my only dedicated normal summon in the deck. I played 3 Fire. It comes up post side a lot when you're doing the stupid shit with Rivalry. But it just makes the deck a lot more consistent. A lot of the times you'd find yourself with Bufferlow, you'd open 2 names that you want to discard and Bufferlow, and you're praying that you draw into Gazelle or an additional extender. And Fire just makes it so you just resolve Fire and you get the entire combo. And it's a Cyberse deck. You just want 1-card combos in a Cyberse deck. And the only other Salad 3 I played with Spinny. It's a level 3 extender that can just pitch itself if you control a Cyberse, so it's super easy to just keep playing with this card. And it being level 3 is important because Mirage Stallion gets you to Gazelle, and Gazelle's the other best card in the deck. For the 2 ofs, I played 2 Foxy, 2 Jack Jaguar because I play Desire. Spoiler alert. I play the other Salad monsters. I'll just do that, and then 1 Falco, 1 Weasel. 2 Foxy because you don't want to clog on normal summons. And this plus Fire gives you a perfect 5 you can normal, but also normal summoning Spinny or Jack in combination with other Salad monsters is fine too. But this is the other good one to summon because it has a relevant effect, and if Phalanx resolves and you have a discard, you can go crazy. You played 2 Jack because you play Desires. You just don't want to banish both of them. Shout out the French one that I have. Falco went unreasonably hard today. You just win a bunch of grind games with this card because you get to Gazelle, and in board states you don't need to make Stalio. You can just keep Falco in your graveyard, put Gazelle back in your hand, so you constantly have follow up because you don't play as many Sunlight Wolves anymore, which you'll see in the extra deck, but it's just an extra way to keep getting Gazelle in rotation, so you keep having follow up, and Gazelle by itself represents 2 bodies. And Weasel is there because it draws you a card, and post side it helps you floodgate people. I love Rivalry of Warlords.
What kind of difference did the new cards make?
An insane difference. I only resolved this card a couple of times. Actually, I found myself a lot of the time opting for the 2-card combos with stuff like Signet Mining and any of the other discards to go into Gazelle. But Weasel post side helps you draw into your side deck options on top of Desires. And just giving your opponent a monster in theory. I didn't play any cash, but giving your opponent a monster in theory is really good because it helps you in the cash matchup. It helps you play around evenly post side, or not post side, but just in general, beats weird cards Imperm and stuff like that. It's just nice to have. I really like this card. And being a searchable level 3 extender is really, really good too because there are times where you just need this card to make Mirage Stallion to get into Gazelle.
What about this guy's second effect?
Insane.
Really?
It's so good. It came up twice today. Once so I couldn't get Zeused, and then the other time to top me to get me my top. I flipped Rivalry and I gave them a Spinny, and I ended on Sunlight Wolf, set Rivalry, and they had a Spinny, and they went to attack in just to crash the Spinny so they could play. They're playing the Rika Plant deck, so obviously there's no Cyberse monsters in there. And you just use this pop your own monster, and they've gone to damage, so they can't redeclare, so they can't pokey for 1,000 when it's really close to time. And yeah, it's just it's super fucking stupid. And Floodgates are inherently very unfun, but Salamangreat is a super fair deck, so sometimes you just have to floodgate people.
Yes, sir.
But it's a good deck. It's not a good deck, but it's a good interaction. And yeah, so that's all of the main deck Salamangreat monsters. The consistency stuff, Signet Mining, duh. It's Rhoda plus if it searches Gazelle, this card any Salamangreat name is just really, really good.
Yeah, it's a broken Cyberse card.
Yeah, it's duh. Desires because I like Pot of Greed.
Yes, sir.
Sanctuary. I drew this card 6 times today. Don't even get me started. This is really good because it's a draw format. So, like, you can do this in the draw phase, so you at least get 1 search. And also, it's, like, really funny. If you, like, sign at mining, pitch something to search Gazelle, and you have this in your hand, you can chain this to draw to get 1 more search before the draw resolves. And it has a secret effect, so, like, if you don't need to use it, you can not get nibbed. Or in my case, you can use it so it makes it a little harder for your opponent to kill you because their Mirror Jade can't banish your Sunlight Wolf, but you still lose the game anyway. 1 will. I'm considering bumping this up to 2. I was testing 2 a lot. It didn't come up a bunch today, but, like, in theory, it's just really good because this deck is super susceptible to nib. So, like, if they nib you and you have this card, you can keep playing. And the new guy lets you search any Salamangreat card. So, like, when you're pushing for game, being able to search a Soul Charge for 4 is crazy. So I'm thinking about 2. I actually didn't resolve this card once today, but it's a really good card. I know it's a good card. And then just 1 of each trap. You could, like, argue you should play a second one because of Desires, but, like, I only banished them once, and it didn't matter because I was going second anyway. Sometimes I side this out going second. I want to keep this in because, like, if you countercrack their board, it's really good to have just a counter trap. But this is just really good going first with the new guy. You dump this off Gazelle, you search this off the new guy, and you set up a counter trap and a pop 4 with Gazelle plus any level 3 Salamangreat. Non-engine. The reason I'm playing a smaller normal summon package, like no buffer low and stuff like that, is so I could fit more non-engine in the deck. So we're on 3 Ash because you can recycle it. 3 Droll because it's a stupid format and you're supposed to play Droll. 3 Nib because nobody's respecting this card right now. I nibbed Branded twice today. I nibbed Rika. I nibbed Dino. Yeah, nobody respected this card. It was really, really good today. Definitely wouldn't change that. 3 Imperm. It's Imperm. 3 Book. This, like, came up a couple of times. There's, like, weird decks where it's good, like cards that say, like, that monster. It's good to book. It trades 1 for 1 with a lot of, like, annoying things. Like, it trades 1 for 1 with cards like Baron, Dissipator, like 1 for 1 monster interactions that this deck kind of struggles pushing through because, like, you don't want to lose your bodies before you get to Gazelle and can, like, just bait pops or sends and stuff like that as, like, ways for free extension. But I wouldn't change the non-engine. I really like the main deck non-engine that I had. I thought it was pretty solid. I didn't really... That's the whole main deck, clean 40 cards. I didn't lose a lot of games to myself. I lost a couple of games to the deck, but, like, overall, I think it performed pretty well. It was a deck from 2019. So, and we'll go side deck, or not side deck, we'll go extra deck. The Link 1s. I played 3 Banelinks and a Link Decoder. I'm cutting this card. It came up once. This card fucking sucks. I'm playing a second Helio. This is a really bad card.
Helio's crazy.
2 Sunlight Wolf. There's definitely 2 Ghost Rares there. I'd like to find a spot for a third one of these, but it doesn't come up as much anymore because it's not your end board. So, like, you go through 1 with the standard combo, and then you just make another Banelinks, and then you have it to put back on the next turn. It's still a really good card. Like, obviously, being the advantage that this card generates, just, like, for follow-up is really, really strong. But it's just, like, not necessary to play at 3 anymore. Yeah, and then the rest of the Link 2s, Splash Mage. This card was really good today. You get Firelocked, like, a little bit more with the new normal summon, but, like, you're not making Splash Mage on your turn 1 unless something went horribly, horribly wrong. And you're probably losing that game anyway, so just don't summon it and pass on a Banelinks and hope it's good enough. Because you just don't want to waste your extra deck. I learned that a lot today. Update Jammer because it's like if Salad had a wind monster, it would be this card. This is like a mandatory in, like, every Cyber deck you play. I've seen some lists cutting it. I just, like, don't think that's right. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's like, it feels win more. It's like, no, it's like win enough. Like, you just want to kill them. So, Transcode, another honorary Cybers. Every Cyber deck like this might as well just say, like, Transcode Salamangreat Talker. Card's really good. There are a couple, there are weird hands where, like, sometimes you end on, like, yeah, Heat Soul, I play Heat Soul. There are, like, some weird hands where, like, you end on, like, this. It's never good enough, don't do that. But, like, sometimes you just have to do something and hope it's enough. Heat Soul was good. It's harder to make Heat Soul in the new build because you get Firelocked if you normal summon this guy, so, like, you can't put 3 attributes on board because if you do, you're cheating. But yeah, it's good, like, in the grind game and stuff like that when, like, you can't kill them, but you need to establish something. So
It's easy to cheat with Heat Soul. You just make it whatever you want.
Yeah, just ignore the fact that it says you need
just
at least
make
2
it with
attributes.
three monsters. Only
Yeah,
3
and then 1 Helio. I'm going to cut the Link Decoder for Helio. Helio came up a lot today. if you Firelock yourself and you just need to crack their board and put them on as few cards as humanly possible, just like making a Helio and like spinning their stuff away comes up. And like ironically enough, the effect to summon itself with a relinked Helio to trade attack points with a monster would have helped me OTK a turn sooner. In my round 4 today, I wouldn't have gone to a game 3 if I had a second Helio, because they had 2,000 life points and I had an Ash engrave. So if I had a second Helio, it would have come up there. And then like the people don't realize that the effect to spin back row is once per turn. So like you can summon a Helio, spin a back row, summon a Helio, spin a back row. And with like the way the deck plays, like it's super easy to go like Helio, spin a back row, relink Helio, spin a back row, summon back a fob body, make access code talker, and then help you push for game that way, or just like crack the board.
Is this one Salamangreat monster?
2 fires.
2 fires.
All of them are 2
okay,
fires.
okay.
It's just really good. I like Helio a lot. I've always been a Helio believer, and today just proved me right, and I should have played more of it. To the new guy, this card was really good today. Being able to search a pop 4 that doesn't target is really fucking crazy. The effect to like summon itself back didn't come up as much as I thought it would today, but like in theory, it's really good for like beating over problematic towers and stuff like that. You know, you have like, I had a game where if the branded duality player didn't open 3 hand traps on top of branded fusion plus duality and crossout, or 2 hand traps plus duality, crossout, and branded fusion, I would have been able to beat over it by just like climbing up to this thing, fire engrave, pop it, summon it back, and then it gains the attack permanently of the one it summons. So it makes it like a little bit easier to push for game. In like those mid grind games where you like have access to all your fires, but like you're missing, like you use your transcode already, or like you had to splash mage earlier or something like that. It just makes it a little bit easier to like just summon like a big idiot and clear stuff. And being able to search any salad card is crazy, because like you can also use it like summon it, relink itself, search will effects, summon it back, and that's like 220 and 100 link 4s on board. It's just solid there. I like this card a lot. But yeah, it's good. It's good support. I think it's what the deck needed. It made it a lot more consistent. It made your end board like real. Access code.
Burr.
Duh. I won probably 5 rounds just because access code exists. Shout out the Rika player in the last round who complained about me access code OTKing him after he Rose Whip locked me from activating Spell or Traps game 2. And then Mirage Dalio, because any two level 3s gets you to Gazelle, and Gazelle's the best Salamangreat card.
It's just the 15th Gazelle copy?
It's just another way to get to Gazelle. Gets you... Well, it's more than that. It's more than that. Like, it post-side, it gets you access to Weasel, so, like, you can do your bullshit Cyberse lock a little bit easier. It gets you to Jack Jaguar, who's, like, insane in the grind game. If you don't have access to this guy, it gets you to this guy, so, like, you can turn on your bullshit lock, or you have it engraved to stop yourself from getting Zeused. It gets you access to Foxy to help you out Floodgates, or it's, like, push through back row. It gets you access to Falco, so, like, you can reset your Gazelle easier. It's... I understand why the card was banned back in the day. It's really, really strong. But if you're playing more than one, you're playing the deck wrong.
So how much of a difference maker is Gazelle to 3?
It would make the deck really, really good. Yeah. And by really good, I mean like really solid, like tier 2.
Okay.
It's just nice having more ways to get to this card with fire. It's like really, it's noticeable when the fact that like there wasn't a game I played today where I didn't get to summon Gazelle, and that's really, really important, I think. And yeah, so the side deck.
I hate what I see already.
This was my going first card. I played Rivalry. Going second, the goal, or going first, post side. The goal was to Weasel lock you, and it won me three rounds today. It's stupid. Floodgates are dumb, but Salad's super fair. So going first, post side, you need to do something to be a little bit more unfair. I don't know. You lost to a deck from 2019. That sounds like a you problem. Kurikara. This card was really bad today, actually. In theory, it's really good. Like, you can recycle it and everything like that. I didn't play any Cash or any Pearly. That's, like, another disclaimer. So, say what you will. But this card was really bad for me today. I didn't resolve it and win the game once. It's, like, fine. I'll probably keep it in because it's really good in the matchups where it matters. It just didn't come up today in particular. A card that did come up today, this card, Evenly Matched, is so good. Salad likes to get to board states where you can kind of like simplify the board and like have to play through like one interaction and put it into a game state where like your negate trades with their last card, or like your pop 2 trades with their last 2 cards and evenly makes it so like you simplify the board to a point where like they can't kill you with the resources that they have, and then it gets back to you and you can kill them. So this card was really good today. I really like this a lot. I'm gonna play this again moving forward. And I played 3 Crow. In theory, it was there for like Pearly Rogue, the Mirror. It's decent into Unchained. It's like okay into Branded. They're not really puppet locking you anymore, so like it's not as good. It's good into Dragons. You get fire locked a lot, so like having Crow that you can use on your turn and their turn if they're playing is good. It was fine. I sided it in like once or twice today. I crowed a Chimera Fusion. I don't know. This might just be Bell. I had a lot of instances where like I had this in my hand post side, and if it was just Bell, like I don't get my Jack Jaguar called by the grave trying to push into a board or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Crow and Bell kind of do the same thing, and Bell is also like defensive because like you're really graveyard dependent too, so like being able to protect your resources is important. And then I played these. Cyclone is reactive to Floodgates because this deck has a TC Boo problem if they're smart. And if you draw Feather Duster against a back row deck, you win. Didn't really play any back row decks today. But yeah, in theory, I think I'm just going to keep these forever because they're nice to have. And, you know, sometimes you can just draw the out to the Floodgate.
So you went X2 today?
I went X2 today, yeah. I got 15th.
What were the matchups?
Round 1, I played Branded Chimera. Shout out Jesse in the background. Really good game. Branded is like a really tough matchup for this deck, I think. Just like the types of interactions they put up is really good. Round 2, I played against Synchro Dino. They were playing like Visa Starfrost and the dinosaur cards. I won that game. I won round 1. Round 3, I played against Punk Gold Pride. I bricked game 3. I drew Sanctuary. Just didn't have any going second cards. Is what it is. I lost the deck. And then round 4, I played... I don't remember what I played round 4. Round 5, I lost to Branded Chimera. That was a case of just losing to someone who was way better than I was at Yu-Gi-Oh! This dude is really, really good. Round 6, I played just like pure Branded with like Duality. And round 7, I played Rika Sun Avalon. And I lost to Branded Chimera round 5 and Punk Gold Pride round 2. A little unfortunate for that one. I feel like I could have gone X1 if I played a little differently, but overall I was super happy with the deck. I think I'm going to play it again next weekend in Providence. And yeah, Konami put Gazelle to 3.
Hell yeah.